Have you ever felt that you're not appreciated enough, whether at work, in your personal relationships, or within your social circle? In this video, we'll unveil 10 key psychological strategies that can change how others perceive and treat you. You'll learn how to subtly influence their appreciation towards you, so that they not only respect you, but indeed may come to beg for your attention and presence. From understanding the psychology behind social valuation to applying techniques that increase your perceived worth, these strategies are designed to empower you in your daily life and transform your interactions. Get ready to take notes, because these tools will not only help you earn the respect and appreciation you deserve, but will also teach you how to maintain your dignity and self-respect in the process. Let's discover how to make others truly value you. Projecting confidence. Projecting confidence is much more than just a posture. It's a profound communication of who you are and what you're capable of. When you project confidence, you're telling the world that you value yourself, believe firmly in your abilities, and consider yourself worthy of respect and attention. This self-assurance isn't arrogance. It's an internal acknowledgement of your value that radiates outwardly in every interaction. Confidence starts at the core of our being, in how we talk to ourselves and how we hold ourselves when no one else is looking. It's nourished by personal victories, acquired knowledge, and demonstrated competence in our daily activities. It's cultivated through accepting our flaws and the willingness to work on them, as well as celebrating our strengths and unique contributions. This personal security is conveyed through various channels. Verbally, a confident person speaks with clarity and conviction, asks questions when something isn't clear, and isn't afraid to express opinions, always with respect and consideration for others' viewpoints. They don't hesitate to communicate their needs and set their expectations, but are also open to feedback and learning from others. Non-verbally, confidence is manifested in body language, an upright posture, steady eye contact, controlled gestures, and deliberate movements. Even the way one enters a room can speak volumes. A confident person moves with purpose, aware of the space and their presence within it. Projecting confidence also means being prepared. A well-informed and ready person for the tasks and challenges they face will naturally exhibit more confidence. Preparation shows dedication and commitment, qualities that are highly valued and establish a foundation of credibility and reliability. Moreover, confidence is reinforced through consistency in actions and integrity in decisions. People tend to value and respect those who are consistent in their principles and act according to them, even when faced with adversity. Projecting confidence isn't a one-day act. It's an ongoing process of self-discovery, self-development, and self-expression. By consciously cultivating it, a person can influence how others perceive and treat them, fostering a virtuous circle of mutual respect and elevated appreciation. When you project genuine confidence, you invite others to believe in you, trust your capabilities, and value your presence in their lives. Conditional reciprocity. One of the cornerstones of building balanced and mutually satisfying relationships is a fair and equitable exchange. When you give, you naturally expect something in return, not necessarily immediately or in the same measure, but a recognition or gesture that balances the scales. This give and take becomes the foundation upon which healthy human interactions are built. However, this balance can often be disrupted when one party continuously gives without receiving anything in return, or when the other party receives without offering anything in reciprocity. In such circumstances, respect and appreciation can erode, leading one party to feel undervalued or exploited. This is where the concept of conditional reciprocity comes into play, which is nothing more than the expectation of a fair and equitable interaction. Conditional reciprocity isn't about keeping an exact tally or making mercantile transactions of every interaction, but about establishing a general pattern of equitable exchange that ensures all involved feel valued and respected. It's an implicit understanding that generosity and support are two-way streets. By applying conditional reciprocity, you aim to foster a dynamic where parties feel incentivized to contribute and participate. For instance, if you offer your help on a project, you expect that when you need support, the other person will be willing to offer it. This expectation of mutual aid creates an environment of cooperation and trust. This idea also extends to valuing each other's time and effort. If you constantly find yourself available for others without limits or conditions, your time might begin to be taken for granted. By being mindful of how and when you offer your time and presence, you foster greater appreciation for them. The key is knowing when to say no, and when it's appropriate to set conditions that preserve your self-esteem and foster mutual respect. This approach not only helps you to be valued, but also teaches others how to interact with you in a fair and respectful manner. Ultimately, conditional reciprocity doesn't just protect you from being undervalued. It also cultivates deeper and more meaningful relationships based on mutual respect and genuine appreciation. Scarcity and availability. The law of scarcity is a psychological principle suggesting that people tend to value and desire more of what is perceived as rare or hard to obtain. In interpersonal relationships, this principle means that when someone is always available, their presence and time might begin to be underestimated. Conversely, when someone is less accessible, their attention and time become more precious. This phenomenon is observed not only in friendship and romantic dynamics, but also in professional and social contexts. Constant availability can inadvertently send the message that one has no other obligations or valuable interests, thus diminishing the perception of one's worth. However, this doesn't mean one should artificially or manipulatively play hard to get. Rather, it's about managing one's availability in a way that reflects self-respect and a full, active life. Wisely managing your availability requires a delicate balance. On the one hand, it's important to be responsive and accessible to maintain strong and healthy relationships. On the other, it's equally crucial to ensure that this accessibility isn't taken for granted. This might involve setting clear boundaries and communicating them, making sure the time you dedicate to others reflects a conscious choice, not an implicit obligation. Effectively managing your availability also means recognizing and prioritizing the quality of time you spend with others over the quantity. Shared moments should be opportunities for genuine connection, not merely filling the void. This translates into a more meaningful and focused presence when you're with others, which, paradoxically, can make those moments even more valued. Additionally, by reserving time for yourself and your passions and projects, you encourage personal growth and present yourself as a complete and multidimensional person. Others begin to recognize that the time they spend with you is a segment of your rich and active life, increasing their appreciation for those shared moments. Ultimately, consciously managing your availability isn't a power play, but an affirmation of self-worth and an exercise in self-respect. By balancing accessibility with preserving your own scarcity, you can increase others' valuation of you, ensuring that interactions are reciprocal and mutually enriching. Establishing clear boundaries. The ability to outline and communicate one's boundaries is essential for respect and self-esteem. Boundaries aren't barriers that isolate us, but clear demarcations defining where we end and others begin. When people understand where your borders are, they're more likely to treat you with the respect you deserve. Clarity in personal boundaries communicates to others that you have a strong sense of identity and value your time, emotions, and well-being. It can be as simple as saying no to an additional task when your workload is already high, or refusing to engage in gossip that doesn't resonate with your values. In personal relationships, it might mean making known to others what behaviors you find acceptable and which you don't. Having boundaries also means recognizing your emotional and physical needs and taking steps to ensure they are respected. This might mean dedicating time to introspection, relaxation, or activities that nourish your spirit, and rejecting situations that threaten your inner balance. Healthy boundaries are a sign of self-awareness and consideration for oneself and others, and are vital for maintaining healthy interpersonal relationships. Additionally, when you establish boundaries, you're modeling healthy behavior for others. You show them how you wish to be treated, and in turn, how to treat others with consideration and respect. Clear boundaries can prevent misunderstandings and conflicts, as they provide a clear guide on what is expected in a relationship. Finally, although boundaries may change and evolve with time and circumstances, what's important is that they continue to be expressions of your fundamental values and what you need to function optimally. By establishing and maintaining clear boundaries, you cultivate an environment where mutual respect and appreciation are the norm, and where your worth is recognized and celebrated. Valuation by association. The companies we choose often reflect and shape our perception in the eyes of others. Surrounding oneself with respected and admired individuals can elevate one's own social status by association. This phenomenon, known in social psychology as the halo effect, implies that the positive qualities of those around us tend to project onto us, enhancing the way others value us. When one is part of a group or team widely recognized for its competence, integrity, or innovation, one benefits from a kind of shared radiance. This radiance is not merely a passive reflection. It can become an intrinsic part of how others perceive us, which in turn can boost our self-esteem and confidence. However, valuation by association must be genuine and organic. It's not about selecting friends or colleagues solely for their status, but seeking authentic connections with those whose values and achievements resonate with our own. By aligning with people who represent what we aspire to be, we are positively influenced by their habits and attitudes and open ourselves to opportunities that might not have been available otherwise. This strategy extends beyond personal relationships and can also be applied in the professional world. The collaborations, mentorships, and networks we build in our work environment can be fundamental in shaping our reputation and expanding our impact. Working alongside leaders and experts in our field not only enriches our knowledge and skills, but also strengthens our personal brand. On a more intimate level, valuation by association is also reflected in how friendships and personal relationships influence our behavior. The people we spend time with can inspire us to be better, strive more, and reach new heights. Thus, each relationship becomes a mirror, reflecting not only who we are, but what we could become. In summary, while valuation by association can be a powerful tool for improving how others value us, its greatest benefit is perhaps how it allows us to grow and develop. By surrounding ourselves with those we admire and respect, we embark on a journey of continuous improvement, inevitably leading to greater self-valuation and deeper respect from others. Competence and expertise. Competence and recognition as an expert in a specific area are powerful catalysts for valuation and respect. Mastering particular skills or accumulating deep knowledge in a given field not only distinguishes you in a world of generalities, but also positions you as a source of authority and reliability. People naturally gravitate towards those who demonstrate clear competence, seeking their advice and trusting their judgment. Developing competence doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of sustained effort, intellectual curiosity, and dedicated practice. When you invest time and energy in perfecting your skills, you not only improve in your craft or profession, but also communicate a message about your character. You show that you are a committed person, capable of discipline and dedication, and that you value excellence. Being seen as an expert also opens doors to new opportunities and connections. People seeking advice or assistance in your area of expertise will perceive you as a valuable resource, and this perception can extend to other areas of your life. For example, competence at work might lead to consideration for challenging projects or leadership roles, while in social settings, it could mean being seen as an individual of influence and knowledge. Moreover, competence carries a certain intrinsic confidence that is palpable to others. When you know what you're talking about, can solve complex problems, or offer unique perspectives, you become more than just a voice in the crowd. You become someone whose opinion is sought after and valued, and this esteem reinforces your sense of self-worth. However, it's important to maintain humility within this competence. A true expert not only stands out for their knowledge, but also for their ability to continue learning and growing. The willingness to admit what you don't know and the eagerness to learn from others are qualities that further enhance the respect others have for you. Ultimately, developing and demonstrating competence is a powerful statement of your ability and your commitment to excellence. It's a strategy that not only improves how others value you, but also strengthens you personally, providing a solid foundation of self-esteem and a clear purpose in your professional and personal path. Authenticity. Authenticity in all our interactions is like a beacon in the fog, offering a light of integrity and truth in a world often saturated with artifice and representations. When we show authenticity, we offer others an unfiltered view of who we are, including our passions, vulnerabilities, and truths. This honesty fosters a deeper and more meaningful connection, building the trust and esteem others have towards us. Authenticity involves an alignment between our words and our actions, our internal values and our external behavior. It means we don't change our opinions to please the crowd, nor hide our beliefs to avoid conflict. Authenticity requires courage, especially in situations where it might be easier to hide behind a mask of conformity. By being authentic, we also give ourselves permission to fail and learn from our mistakes. Instead of pretending perfection, we acknowledge our flaws and work towards improvement. This transparency is a human quality that resonates with others, inspiring respect and often admiration, as authenticity in human behavior is valued across all cultures and contexts. Authenticity also helps us establish healthy boundaries, to say no when something doesn't resonate with us, and actively seek out what does. By living authentically, we attract people with similar values and worldviews, enriching our lives and the relationships we cultivate. However, authenticity is not just about being true to oneself, but also about being sensitive to others. It involves sharing our truths in ways that are receptive and considerate, respecting the perspectives and experiences of others as much as we value our own. Cultivating authenticity is a balance between self-expression and empathy, between standing firm in our values and the flexibility to understand and accept others. By embracing authenticity as a core value in our lives, we become stronger, more connected, and ultimately more valued by those around us. Positive personal narrative. Creating a positive personal narrative is an act of self-affirmation and a powerful tool for shaping others' perception of us. This narrative is composed of the stories we tell about our lives, those that highlight overcoming, growth, and achievements. It's choosing to view each experience as an opportunity to learn and advance, and communicating this approach in our interactions. By focusing on the positive aspects of our experiences, we not only position ourselves as resilient and proactive individuals, but also inspire those around us. The personal narrative isn't about denying difficulties or painting an unreal picture, but emphasizing strength and hope in the face of challenges. It's the ability to say, "I've gone through hardships, but these do not define me. Rather, they have taught and strengthened me." This practice goes beyond mere optimism. It's a conscious reconstruction of our life story, where each chapter, even those of failure or pain, is integrated as part of the journey that has brought us to where we are. Instead of being victims of our circumstances, we become architects of our reality. Moreover, by articulating a positive personal narrative, we establish a framework for future experiences. We remind ourselves and others what we value, what we've achieved, and where we aspire to go. This story becomes a constant reminder of our capabilities and our limitless potential. Of course, authenticity is key. An effective personal narrative is honest and truthful. It acknowledges failures and uses them as learning points, not as points of shame. By openly sharing our struggles alongside our successes, we become more human, more approachable, and, paradoxically, more respected. Each interaction is an opportunity to reinforce this narrative, to live according to the story we've chosen to tell. By doing so consistently, we not only present ourselves to the world in a positive and coherent manner, but also reaffirm ourselves internally, strengthening our identity and self-esteem. The positive personal narrative is, therefore, a celebration of life and a commitment to personal excellence. Meaningful contribution. Making a meaningful contribution in any area of life goes beyond simply participating or being present. It's about contributing in a way that your presence and actions have a real and positive impact. When your contributions are meaningful, they not only benefit the projects or people involved, but also elevate your own valuation in the eyes of others and strengthen your sense of purpose and personal satisfaction. Making meaningful contributions involves deeply understanding the context or situation you're in. Whether it's in a work environment, personal relationships, or community activities, it's about identifying the needs and gaps that you can fill with your unique skills, knowledge, or perspective. This requires a mix of empathy to understand others and self-awareness to recognize your own strengths. By contributing meaningfully, you become an essential piece of the puzzle. In the workplace, for example, this might mean bringing forward innovative ideas that solve complex problems, or assisting your colleagues in ways that foster a positive and productive team environment. In personal relationships, it could be offering emotional support at key moments or sharing experiences and insights that enrich the lives of others. A meaningful contribution is also measured by its quality, not necessarily its quantity. Sometimes a single well-thought-out action or idea can have a much more significant impact than a multitude of small contributions. It's knowing when and how to act so that your intervention makes a positive difference. Moreover, these contributions are remembered and valued over time. People tend to remember those who had a significant impact on their lives or projects. Being remembered for your contributions not only reinforces your reputation and valuation in the group, but also gives you a sense of achievement and purpose. Ultimately, contributing meaningfully is a way to leave your mark on the world. It shows that you're not just passing through life, but are actively engaged in making things better for yourself and others. This attitude not only makes you valuable in the eyes of others, but also provides deep satisfaction and a sense of personal fulfillment. Mastery of body language. Human communication transcends the words we say. Our body speaks a silent but eloquent language that often reveals more about our inner feelings and thoughts than the most articulate speeches. The posture we adopt, the gestures we make, and even the physical proximity we maintain in our interactions all contribute to the impression we leave on others. Mastering this body language is essential to project confidence, credibility, and value in any social or professional context. An upright and open posture can communicate self-confidence and receptivity. Direct eye contact, when appropriate, establishes a connection and shows interest and sincerity. Conversely, crossing arms or avoiding eye contact can be interpreted as defensive or disinterested. The congruence between our body language and our words strengthens our message and the perception of authenticity. The power of body language also extends to gesturing. Controlled and deliberate gestures can emphasize key points in our communication, while nervous or erratic movements can distract or even undermine what we're trying to say. Additionally, the way we enter a space, how we sit at a table, and the physical proximity we choose to maintain with others all send signals about our self-valuation and our relative position in a group. But mastering body language is not just about what we project outwardly. It also affects how we feel internally. Research suggests that adopting power poses or confident postures, even when we don't feel particularly powerful or secure, can increase testosterone levels and decrease cortisol, the stress hormone, thus improving our mood and performance. Cultivating an awareness of our body language and intentionally practicing positive gestures and postures can, therefore, become a strategy for self-empowerment. Like an actor assuming a role, we can take on the part of a confident and valuable person until, eventually, that role becomes our second nature. In the end, mastering body language is a form of alignment between our inner and outer selves, allowing us to present ourselves to the world in the most coherent and effective way possible. It's a powerful tool for increasing our valuation in the eyes of others, while reinforcing our self-esteem and presence in any situation. And with this point, we've reached the end of our journey today, exploring the keys to strengthening self-confidence. We hope the strategies and insights we've shared serve as a beacon and inspire you to take confident and firm steps on your personal path. Remember, self-assurance is a dance between self-knowledge, acceptance, and the courage to face each new challenge with an open mind and a resilient heart. If this content has resonated with you and you feel it can illuminate your path to confidence and personal growth, we invite you to join our community. Subscribe so you don't miss any of our future guides and reflections designed to support you in your personal development. Share this video with friends or family who may also be on their own journey towards strengthening their self-assurance. And of course, your comments are always welcome. They are the testament to your progress and a source of inspiration for us and others. Thank you for dedicating time to improving your life. Until our next meeting, keep practicing self-acceptance and perseverance. Remember, confidence is built day by day with each conscious choice and every brave step. See you